Hey Rooted Coop family, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a magnesium lotion recipe. This is a recipe that I have been wanting to try for quite some time and I'm finally getting around to it. To begin, we're going to add our magnesium chloride flakes into our container. Our recipe is calling for a half of a cup. And to the flakes, we're going to add some boiling distilled water so we can dissolve our flakes. Here's our boiling water. We're going to mix our water and our magnesium flakes together and set those to the side so they can dissolve. And while that is dissolving, we will start blending together our coconut oil, our beeswax pellets, and our cocoa butter. Because the coconut oil and beeswax and cocoa butter will need to be melted down, we're going to put these in this metal bowl and I'm going to put them in a double boiler to melt the oils down. Once the oils are all melted, then we will add back the dissolved magnesium flakes back into our oils, blend those together, and it's going to create such a creamy, luxurious lotion. I have to tell you, I am very pleased with this. I'm going to play around with the recipe a little bit more before adding it to my product line, but I am very impressed with this recipe. And it came together very quickly, very easily, without a lot of ingredients too. But right now I'm gathering up my coconut oil. It's going to call for a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and I'm going to get that together and get it into our dish so that it can start melting down. And then next I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of beeswax. I used my measuring cup and put the tablespoons of beeswax into that just to make it a little easier to transport it to my container. And then finally we will be adding 3 tablespoons of cocoa butter, and you could substitute different butters for this as well. There's our cocoa butter. Okay, so I will put this in the double boiler so it can start melting down. This is about 3 or 4 minutes in, and as you can see, it's partially melted, but there's still some of the little chunks in there. And this is just a tiny test batch that I was making, basically just enough for me and my family to try. So it's going to need to go back into the double boiler to finish melting. And here it is, all melted down. So like I say, now we have our coconut oil, our beeswax, and our cocoa butter all melted. We're going to get our container of magnesium oil or from our magnesium flakes and water that we mixed up earlier. Those are all dissolved now. I'll show you that in a moment. And we will blend those together. You could use a mixer. You could use a stick blender. I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend these together, but you could use just anything to mix these together, and it mixed together really well. As you can see, there's no more granules or anything in the bottom of this container, so all of my magnesium flakes melted. Just going to be pouring this into it, and then I will start to blend it together. This was really quick to make. It took probably about 30 minutes start to finish to get everything together and measured and blended up. So it was a really quick recipe to make. My stick blender's actually probably too big for this, but that's what I had decided to try out. And with it being such a small batch, you can see it kind of is a little too, my stick blender is probably too big for this, so I could have used something different. But again, first time making it, so I wanted to show y'all how it all went. But it just blended together beautifully. It's a really thick, creamy lotion. And magnesium is known to have lots of benefits, and so it's another reason I was wanting to test it out to see how me and my family liked it. I'm going to add a little bit of lavender essential oil to this in a moment. I wanted to add the benefits of the peaceful restfulness from the lavender, and wanted to add the essential oil so it would just make it that much better. You could leave the scent out, or you could add a different blend of essential oils that you wanted. Just stirring it all together with my spatula, scraping it all down. And here's my lavender being added. I used probably about 10 drops or so. And then I'm just going to blend it together with the spatula. And that's it. This recipe is all together. I'm just going to finish stirring it up. Of course, I wanted to put it in some kind of a pretty container, and I wasn't quite sure, so I just grabbed a pretty glass container that I had that I thought would be nice to put it in, one that would be easy to reach in to scoop out the lotion so we could test it out. I'm just going to blend this all together. This probably came together a little bit more like a butter once it sets back up. It's pretty solid, really thick and creamy, and it goes on beautifully. So I'll get it all put into my dish, into my glass jar. And then it's all done. My jar was a little bit bigger than it needed to be, but again, test batch, just trying something new, and wanted to see how it worked out. But there you have it. It is all completed. And I think it turned out beautifully. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all like following along to learn something new, to see what's going on. I will definitely be working on getting this as part of my line because I think that it would be a great addition. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know, and I will be happy to do whatever I can to answer those for you. I hope you all have a great, blessed day. And remember, stay rooted. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!